overhead is very low.
Okay, so you started out at a home with not much startup costs.
And then remember also I was an employee for some years.
Oh, that's right. I tell people that all the time. Do not quit your daytime job until you do your part-time job, because it is when you start a new job, a new company. Because you'll have a full-time, which is who you work for, a part-time, which you start, but you're hiring people to do the work while you're still doing your job.
Right, but the way I started, I contracted myself out. I was an employee, and then I contracted myself out, and I began getting experience under my own company.
Excellent. Well, that's a smart move. Well, I tell people when they open up the doors, hire somebody to do all those day-to-day things for you, to kind of run the business in your absence, and then when you get off from work, you join them, you help them, because at least you've got a steady income coming in.
Right.
Until that business builds. But you just sort of took it on yourself, both jobs.
I did. It was hard. It was rough. So by the time I finished Spaywar, that's where I had subcontracted myself out. I decided to branch out into other agencies.
Okay.
USDA, that was the first one I decided to branch out into. We did the data dictionary for them. We did a great job. And then we went on to the server-based assessment. We blew it out of the water.
Wonderful.
We went on to SAP Support Services, Tivoli Storage Manager. We assisted them in winning the FEMI contract at USDA. And we also did a network assessment.
Okay. I'm proud of you. That's great. No, most people won't have the wherewithal, to go forward in that fashion. But you're saying you started, with little money, working a full-time job, and you still began your own business.
Right.
And now you're on your own, solo.
I'm on my own.
Man, that's a great story. And I hope this encouraged some business owners because, did you attend that function that they had at Delgado with Cedric Richmond?
Yes, I did.
What do you think about it?
I thought that was a great idea.
Economic Summit, yes.
I met with DHS, the VA, and some other contracting officers. But they didn't have any small businesses from out of town. However, I just wanted to make sure those federal government agencies knew who I was, and I wanted to introduce myself to them because I'm on a few teams with Department of Homeland Security now. So I definitely want to introduce myself to him. So I thought that was a great idea. Yeah,
the summit was designed to provide information about upcoming LETs, monies that's coming to Louisiana. Cedric Richmond, congressional Congressman Cedric Richmond held a summit at Delgado, and a lot of people. I was somewhat disappointed. I mean, they had 300, available seating arrangements for 300 people. Half filled. I mean, it was wow. But it was a great effort on his behalf to provide that information to small business owners, particularly focusing on women, because he said we need more. It's something like thousands of industries that are missing, that are not run and owned and operated by female minorities.
That's right.
And he was trying to encourage people.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the money that's available. So you're looking at, you went there, you introduced yourself to people.
Yeah.
To sort of, hey, remember me because I can perform this job that you're going to let.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
and then you do follow up.
Opportunity, and I did follow up.
Okay. Follow up by what? And see, that's another thing. People will go and meet, someone from that's got a let, and then they don't follow up to see if they are, keep sort of in the know with them. And you're doing that.
Yeah, you have to follow up because if you don't follow up, it's just a lost meeting. So I followed up. I wait a few days, and then I'd send them an email again, thanking them for meeting with them, and it was great meeting with them. And I also emailed them my brochures, and I follow up and try to get another meeting with them.
Okay. And you do the same when you're in Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
Wow. How did you decide to do the Washington? I mean, come on. Being in business is one thing, but knowing to do stuff like that, that's got to come from somewhere. Oh, you just hear it on the buzz in the street because you're networking every day, and you hear, but you know what? They got a let coming up. A bunch of us are going up to D.C. Is that sort of how it happens for you?
I just have an entrepreneurial spirit anyway.
Where did it come from? Mom?
My grandmother, I believe.
Wow, really? That far back?
I believe my grandmother.
Okay.
So I like the fact that I create my own work. I create my own rates, my own hours. I'm a dreamer.
How do you stay competitive, though, Joaneane? How do you stay competitive? You said you create your own rates. How do you stay competitive in the market?
First thing is you keep your overhead down. You have to keep your overhead low.
Did you rent a lot of stuff? Because did you rent a lot of stuff going in, or you purchased?
Oh, I didn't buy anything but my laptop and a printer, a fax machine, that's pretty inexpensive.
Okay.
So you really don't have much overhead.
Okay. And you know, I'm trying to encourage people because people just, you know, need to hear that somebody else did it without all this overhead. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Demo Diva.
Yes.
She's bringing it down to the dirt. I saw her stuff yesterday at a construction site. And she says, you know, I don't know why people are so fearful of starting their own business. I mean, I started with, I printed some flyers and I had some business cards and I hit the street.
That's right.
You're doing the same.
That's what you do. Mm-hmm.
And you're making yourself known.
Stay in their face, and people do business with those who they know and like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of your lessons learned? Lessons
learned. Well, I didn't think it was going to be this difficult when I started.
Well, it never is.
It's much more difficult. I don't know what lessons learned.
Well, that is it. You didn't know it was going to be this difficult, but you found innovative ways to make it work.
Right, and being a female in this industry dominated by men doesn't help any. But we're growing. We're growing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dominated by men.
Dominated by men.
Do you get any resistance from men because you're stepping into their territory?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Wow. How do you handle that?
I do. I just try to soften them up and keep talking, and I just hope things change.
Has it been changing for you?
Yes, because when they look at my proven past performance and my experience, they know that we know what we're doing.
Okay, and with that, you take that forward, you combine that into a job that you're applying for and winning the Let's, apparently.
That's right. You take your past performance and you apply it to the next thing you bid on. So, you know, it was real difficult the first time I won something.
Yes, but you didn't have the experience. Well, you had the experience from doing what you do on your job that you're being paid for. So that's the experience that you used.
That's what I passed along.
Okay. And you have been doing this since 2000?
2000, February 2000.
2000. Been successful doing it. And your what next is partnering? Partnering with people.
And moving more into cybersecurity.
That's an interesting area. I didn't realize it was so deep. But you know what? With security, and we're talking pretty much online, security, people don't understand some of the threats they could be up against without proper security as far as a business.
That's right.
Like USDA, Department of Treasury. Mm-hmm. You know, those folks definitely need security in place.
That's right.
And what are you going to do in that area for them? Look at the systems that they have and...
Yeah, some network assessments like I did with USDA.
Okay.
That was pretty beneficial to them because they gave them best practices in the federal government, what other agencies are doing. So we compared that and we did it also on a cost benefit perspective as well, try to get the lowest price for the best solution.
You're right about that because I had to approach City Hall, technology regarding providing some said services, similar services. But you can go out and do that independently without going to, a federal or a city agency. You can provide it. You can go with a company like yours. You'll come out and do an assessment, correct?
Right.
And make recommendations?
That's it.
And do you do the follow-up yourself with providing those recommended resources?
We hope to follow up, but that's another contract.
Okay. I like that. That's the way that it works. Mm-hmm. So you do the assessment, you make the recommendations, you say, hey, I'm qualified to do what I recommended.
That's right.
Okay, and that's been successful for you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, innovative. How much time and effort are you putting into this? I mean, normally, people say business owners, the business doesn't end. When you go to sleep at night, it's still working. Is that the same for you?
That's correct. That's correct. I'm working maybe 55 hours a week.
Wow.
Yes, I go to bed late and I wake up very early in the morning. I'm up by 6:30.
Okay. And starting and working your business.
Mm-hmm.
You have people doing the work.
Yes.
But you out there, you're overseeing it.
That's right. I oversee the work.
So you're not doing the work anymore because you started out doing the work.
Yes, I started out doing the work. I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay.
I hire employees to do the work for me.
Okay. Yes. And now you're overseeing them to make sure that they complete the job, which allows you the opportunity to go out and network your company.
Yes, it gives me more time to grow my business.
Okay.
I do a lot of business development.
And you are hiring folks as you need by the job, not necessarily saying you have a staff. Is this all contract work for them?
Right. No, because I have employees.
So you
as
do have
well.
dedicated employees.
Yes. I do have some contract work at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana.
Okay. But for the most part, you do have employees.
Yes.
Are you taking advantage, or will take advantage of that incentive that came out with Obama regarding the taxes that's been cut in half?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm getting with my accountant.
That's good, because that could free up some cash for you, some working capital. Let's talk a little bit. Have you had to go out on to any lending agencies to seek capital for what you're doing?
Yes. You do need a line of credit. That's very important.
Why?
And because you have to float your money. A lot of times you don't get paid for 60 days.
You mentioned that.
Start a contract, you have to make sure you can pay your employees for a whole month, and then you generally bill the government, and then they take 30 days. So you have to make sure you have enough money for 60 days out, because that's usually when you get your first paycheck from the government.
Okay, well, that's smart. I mean, that's smart. That's an innovative move to go and get a line of credit done so you can draw down what you need. Was it difficult getting the line of credit? I mean, what did you have to do? Put up something, I'm sure.
It was very difficult. Through the years, I've been trying to do this, and I just didn't give up. I never gave up. I decided to go to different banks, and I finally got a line of credit with First NBC.
Great. So they had
work
faith
very
in you.
well.
Oh, good.
They work very well with small businesses.
Yeah, Obama is trying to provide lending to different companies like New Corp with Von Ferrier, trying to get those lending agencies, the wherewithal and financial backing they need to lend money to small business owners.
Right.
Because I know, SBA is doing it, but, there's different criteria set up for every bank.
Right. And I much prefer a line of credit than a loan.
Oh, than a loan?
Because you take only what you need.
Really?
Yes.
So you just draw down only that you need?
Yes, and then you put it right back.
And it's not a loan?
And it's not a loan.
Okay. You had to put up collateral, I'm sure.
Yeah, I put up a few things.
Yeah, and it's another thing I tell people, look, don't expect a bank or a federal government to back you financially. Right. You got to back yourself, because they want to know that you have enough faith in what you do.
That's it.
Exactly. To go out on a limb for your own business. Put up what you have as far as your assets are concerned.
Right.
And then borrow against your own assets with that bank. Kind of what you did, right?
That's it.
Okay, you've been rolling. There's not a nook or a cranny that she hasn't filled. You're looking at it all.
Yeah, you have to. It's like playing chess.
Like you got to know the next move.
Yeah, you got to know about six moves.
Well, then see, that's a good lesson learned for you. You got. It's like chess. You got to know the next thing going, and you got to watch the whole board while you're at it, because something could fall.
That's right.
Or something could be moved away from you, which would be negative.
That's it.
How can people reach you if they want you to provide services for them?
I'm at 700 Churchill Parkway, Suite 10, in the Jetco building in Avondale, Louisiana.
Is there a phone number there?
Yes, 504-875-3943. That's my office phone.
Okay. Joaneane, you're doing what you do. I want to thank you for coming on the show and letting folks know what it's like to go into business for themselves, because they need to hear it. You started it from rock bottom with nothing. Now look where you are. I want to thank you for coming on the show. This has been a quick 30 minutes. I have to have you back.
Yeah,
so that you could talk some more about what you're doing and give us an update.
Okay.
Encouragement is the best medicine for success, and going after it is what you do.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.